Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. My voice is a little bit shot after having done a pretty long stream on Saturday for UFC, and then we've literally just finished a WrestleMania 9 watch along, so it's been a heavy weekend. It's gonna be a heavy weekend next weekend, so I'm gonna have to do the best I can to try and manage my voice as we navigate the final bumps on the road to WrestleMania. And one of those bumps is going to be later today, Raw. Are we going to get anything dramatic? We have got CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, all going to be on that show. I don't know that we're going to get anything monumental. I think really the time for that has probably been and gone. I think that show is going to be fast-paced. I think there's going to be lots of things that happen, lots of finishing touches, things being added, final promos, and even things playing out away from WrestleMania. There's plenty of people that haven't made that card, for example, that are, going to need stories to be built. We need to set up things for after Mania. So we're juggling a lot at the moment. But it is a go-home show for WrestleMania. So the primary purpose is to kind of present the feuds, sell those matches to people that maybe haven't been watching every week. And so, we're going to be doing a lot of that. So should be good. Looking forward to it. But I'm keeping my expectations in check. I'm expecting a show, I suppose in a way quite similar to what we got from SmackDown. But let's get into the WWE folder. So, Wrestle Night, thank you. This was doing the rounds because on WWE Main Event, Karrion Kross and Scarlett went back to their older theme. I think they used this on the main roster as well, though. It wasn't just in NXT. This is kind of the theme I really associate with Karrion the most. This kind of presentation with Scarlett kind of mouthing as she talks on the theme music and sings on the theme music, the whole fall and pray thing. So, yeah, I feel like we're going back to this. Karrion's actually going to be in action on Raw. So we could see this presentation again on Raw. So just mentioning it, just in case people are like, oh my God, we've gone back to this. There is a feeling that, yes, we could be going back to this because this is how he was presented on Main Event. Right, if we actually move on to the next one, we've got a full Raw preview. This is from Adam Pearce, so let's jump into this.
We are down the backstretch on the road to WrestleMania and making our final Monday stop tomorrow night live, Sacramento, California for Monday Night Raw, where we now know who our women's tag team champions will defend against at WrestleMania, and you're going to get a taste of it. Bayley will go one-on-one with the woman representing Judgment Day, Liv Morgan. Plus, use extreme caution when combustible elements are in the same room. Seth freaking Rollins, CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and yes, the OTC himself, Roman Reigns, will be live in Sacramento. Guys, it's live TV. What could go wrong? Plus, the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther has a lot to say, and you will see AJ Styles, you will see Logan Paul, and you will see so much more. We are down that backstretch, and WrestleMania will be here before you know it. Tune in live, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Netflix, and see how it all shakes out. It's WrestleMania season, guys, and your enthusiasm has never been bigger, and that is official.
So there we go. So it seems like quite a bit lined up for Raw. Right, Tom Brady teases being at WrestleMania. He said, I will be there. It's amazing what's going on there, and it's amazing what's happening with WWE and the different things surrounding that. So don't expect him to necessarily get involved in anything, but he could be one of those celebrities that's shown in the crowd. So yeah, I would expect to see him at WrestleMania. Charlie, shout out to you. This was quite big news today. So this doing the rounds that apparently Joe Hendry was going to feud with The Miz on Raw. Now, I don't know how they were going to set this up. I'm not sure what the end goal of this was going to be, but apparently it would have involved Joe Hendry taking a loss, which I think is perfectly understandable for him to come in and take a loss to The Miz. who's on Raw, who's on the WWE main roster, somewhere that Joe Hendry is ideally trying to work his way towards. But this person that works for TNA, like an executive producer, I don't know his actual position, he actually shut it down. I don't think he wanted Joe Hendry to take a loss. So, I mean, I don't know where people's opinions are on this. I think that it's a real mistake by TNA, really this person, for not allowing it, because TNA getting that kind of presence on Raw would be brilliant for them. It would be brilliant for Joe Hendry. I've got to think it would be a competitive match, and then ultimately someone's going to win, and you can sort of understand WWE giving The Miz the victory. Just like when we put NXT stars on TNA, it tends to be the TNA stars that get the victory. So, I don't know. I think that's a real misstep. I know there's quite a few people that were disappointed that we didn't actually end up getting this. But I suppose you could look at it a different way. And that is, if you are a TNA fan, you should be quite excited that WWE are willing to go that far with actually using some of that TNA talent on Raw, because that is further than I was expecting. I did think there was a chance that Joe Hendry could have been Jey Uso's mystery tag partner when we did Raw in Glasgow, but this actually isn't talking about that. This is seemingly a whole separate thing that we didn't even know about. So, yeah, quite surprising news. That come in from Fightful. So, nothing coming of it this time, but who knows in the future, right? Right, Edward, shout out to you. So WWE have named Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship win at WrestleMania 40 the greatest title change in WrestleMania history. Now, unsurprisingly, I'm not crazy about this list, right? I kind of look at this list and I think about like how dramatic and emotional Kofi Mania was. So seeing it down at number 8, I got a few questions about. I mean, certainly considering Roman Reigns unifying the WWE and Universal titles just didn't feel like that big of a deal to me. Perhaps I'm in the minority. Perhaps it felt like a massive deal to you. Didn't really feel like a big deal to me, so no way would I have that up there. Seth Rollins, I know, was an amazing moment, but number 2. I mean, I would not have that high. I have no problems with it being on the top 10. I would not have it that high. I would certainly look to have Daniel Bryan higher than that. WrestleMania was just so big. I mean, really, if you weren't watching wrestling 2013, 2014, it's hard for you to really understand just how big WrestleMania and the Yes movement was. I suppose in a way you could compare it to Yeeting and Jey Uso, but even bigger. Because not only was like everyone doing it like they do with the Yeet thing, but they were doing it in other people's segments, and there were sports that were doing it, like the whole Yes thing as well. Like it became bigger than wrestling. And I don't know that that's really the case for the whole Yeet movement. In fact, I don't even know if I've heard Yeet movement being said. So for me, like, it was huge. It's hard to put it into words. I feel like that should be higher. I feel like Kofi should be higher. I feel like Roman should be lower. I feel like Seth should be lower. I don't really mind Cody. I mean, I think finishing the story was absolutely massive. But really, the debate was, which was the bigger moment? I feel like a lot of us were having a conversation about which one was bigger. Was it Daniel or was it Cody? So to see the gap between the two being that wide, the math just doesn't quite math. That's obviously important because, you know, women's main event, I get that. I'm not really going to say anything about that. I don't think the match is very good, but it's a huge moment for the women, and I don't have an issue with that being there. Stone Cold at 14. Yeah, massive moment. I feel like the Stone Cold character was kind of already born before that, though. I suppose, is that the crowning moment for Stone Cold? Does it hold importance in that regard? So I don't massively have a problem with that. Daniel might still be above some of these, maybe even both of these, but yeah, and Sammy winning the IC title. I love Sammy. I don't think that belongs in the top 10, even though Gunther's historic reign was ended. I don't know. I wasn't that crazy. Sammy's won that title before. It's not a moment that really gets spoke about that much. So to see it as the 9th best title change in WrestleMania history is a bit of a head scratcher. No Ultimate Warrior getting the title from Hogan, which I thought was a bit strange, because that was kind of a real big changing of the guard. I know it didn't change for very long, but it was a changing of the guard moment. And actually seeing Hogan lose in the main event of WrestleMania was not something we had witnessed before until we got to WrestleMania 6. So maybe that deserves a little bit of a shout. The other thing as well is these are title changes. So, you know, we've got Intercontinental being mentioned. So, of course, it kind of begs the question, where is Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat? Because that was a title change. And it's regarded as one of the greatest WrestleMania matches, one of the greatest WWE matches of all time. So, I don't know. We could keep talking about it and throwing stuff around and thoughts around. Everyone's going to have a different list. But, yeah, I found that one to be a little bit of a head-scratcher. So it's WWE themselves that have posted that one. So, Edward, thank you. Joe Gacy sending this out with a 17. I mean, rightfully or wrongfully, I am really not digging into it personally. I think that it's interesting, and I will keep bringing you this. I think, does that mean it's now a 12, a 16, and a 17? So maybe these numbers mean something. Maybe you have to do something with them. But at the moment, I'm seeing quite loose theories. I can't say I've seen anything that really is like, oh, yeah, that is it. There's a lot of like, if you take this from here and do this and do that, then it might point to the Saturday at WrestleMania. And it's like, I don't know. I don't really, I've not seen anything that's made me go, oh, that is it. That is the theory. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll keep including it. But you know me, I'm really looking for something from the official Wyatt Sicks account. But I've not ruled out seeing them at WrestleMania. I think I said that in my predictions video. It could be that Liv and Raquel are beating up Lyra and Bayley. Lights go out. They come back on. Nikki is in the ring. So is Alexa. Maybe Judgment Day come down to help Raquel. You know, Dominic and Carlito come down. Maybe then that's how we get the rest of the Wyatt Sicks. So I don't know. I think there's ways that we can have them at WrestleMania. You could also do it as part of the attendance announcement. So they could be reading out the attendance announcements. And it could be that whoever's doing that is berating the crowds. Could have a heel doing it. Someone like The Miz. And then lights go out. And then, you know, Wyatt Sicks are in the ring and they're back. So it might not even be connected with Liv and Raquel. It could be around that sort of attendance announcement that we actually use that as a way of kind of letting the world know that we're ready now to really get going with the Wyatt Sicks. So I've not given up hope on that. But if we don't see them at WrestleMania, then there's always next week. I don't feel like we're that far away, to be honest. So, yeah, something to think about, keep an eye on. Okay, I really like this. So, Wrestle Night, thank you. These are the latest betting odds as to who is going to face Randy Orton. So, at plus 2,500, so a big outsider, Braun Strowman. Plus 2,000 is Karrion. Quite surprised that he is that far as an outsider, but he's really quite a far outsider. In fact, according to the bookies, Brock Lesnar has got a slightly better chance at plus 1,400. Shinsuke at plus 1,600, Rusev at plus 1,200, Carmelo at plus 1,100, Ludwig, could you imagine if it was Ludwig? Ludwig at plus 500, Nick Aldis at plus 250, Aleister Black at plus 200, but the favourite is Solo Sikoa at plus 125. So the bigger the plus number, the more of an underdog they are, the more unlikely it is. So that's least likely kind of working its way. And apparently this is the top 10. So anyone else would be further down. So they're really liking these 3 at the moment. So there we go. That according to Bet Online. Right, this is really interesting. It's hard to know how much realism there is here. This could be 100% real, but equally, I don't think they want to upset Triple H. It doesn't really serve them much benefit for upsetting Triple H. So part of me wonders if they may have gone to him and said, look, we're thinking of doing this because this is how our characters would react. And I wonder if Triple H was like, I love it. You go and do what you need to do. You go and get the internet talking. So I don't know. I don't know how much is this them venting, getting it off their chest, or is this them just trying to make something out of nothing, you know? Because really they've been given nothing. So yeah, Shayna said they sleep on us. Don't wake them up. We're about to sneak out.
You know, here's the problem. Is that you have 2 great athletes standing right here in front of you. But do you want to give us a chance? No, you want to know why? Because we don't show our asses and our and that's really what it comes down to. We never get the time.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that it's that. It's that this is a constant uphill battle. You cannot tell me that we can't get stuff done when you don't even give us the opportunity. And the opportunities you do give us,
they're absolutely and you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna cuss right now because that's exactly how we are feeling in this very moment. We don't get our opportunities. No, in fact, we get screwed time and time again. The fact is, we're 2 of the biggest stars that you will have, but you refuse to use us like we are, like we should be used.
wrestling should be about wrestling.
Nothing else.
And you somehow stack the odds against us so that it is everything but. And that's the problem.
So is that the start of a, maybe not character change, but is that the start of them digging into something more, which is wrestling is about wrestling? You know, it shouldn't be about getting your backside out, getting your chest out, like, you know, wearing the smallest attire possible. Like, it should be about what you can do in the ring. Are they gonna kind of going down that road? I sort of feel like they've been down that road anyway. So how can they evolve that? How can they make that more impactful? I sort of feel like that's a good road for them to go down. It fits their characters, but can they make it more impactful? I don't know. That was good promo, though, and it certainly left me with plenty of questions. Yeah, I really don't know about this. I got tagged in this quite a bit. Edward, shout out to you. I find it funny that the stage was shown and then all of a sudden this has appeared. So it's kind of like, I feel like we waited for the stage to get to the point where it got to, and then someone has, you know, gone on AI and created this as a result. So, yeah, I mean, look, this image is floating around today. It's allegedly the 2025 stage setup. I'm struggling to buy it. I just think the timing is very strange. But here, look, you can see what is being, you know, alleged. And you can see that it kind of fits with what we've had so far. And honestly, I mean, there's nothing here that's crazy. There's nothing here that I look at and go, no, there's no way we're getting that. I don't look at this and feel that way. So I think there is like a really good chance that we could get this. I'd say the other thing as well, if it does go this way, I mean, that looks like a vehicle. And that looks like a ramp for a vehicle. So it would sort of suggest to me that we are getting vehicles as part of the entrance. That even looks like maybe a vehicle on the stage itself to show the vehicle going up, parking, someone getting out. I don't know who would get that kind of an entrance. But yeah, they're going to go big. I mean, we see big entrances every year for WrestleMania. So this is a stage that I could see. There's nothing there that I go, no, they would never do that. That doesn't make sense. Like, no, all of it checks out. The timing I find very strange. I just find it strange that we've got to the point where we've seen this top bit and now the plans have leaked. Why didn't these plans leak 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago? don't know. I don't know. It's doing the rounds. Make of it what you will. It'll obviously be very interesting to see if it does end up this way. So I think the big talking point there for me is the whole vehicle thing. It just kind of hints at like that being part of someone's entrance. Charlie, shout out to you. So Triple H talks about CM Punk disagreeing with creative. Triple H on that podcast said, we've had a couple of moments since CM Punk returned. There was one moment where I was told by creative he does not like this. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to him. So I went to talk to him and I was like, what's going on? I told him creative and he was like, that's good, whatever. I was like, I know you don't like this. Everyone's told me, so let's just be open. He complained about what it was, and I said, okay, let's go and sit and talk about it, and we'll come up with something good. That sort of changed. It was like a paradigm shift for our relationship. And now it's a funny thing for me to say that sitting down and being collaborative with CM Punk is one of my favorite things in TV, because he shares a very similar view at the end of the day of the business that I do. I mean, amazing. I mean, I tell you, I think that Triple H could really play this easily badly. I think that there's so many ways and so many decisions that Triple H has to make that it would be very easy for him to kind of go, well, you know, I'm not going to bend over backwards when it comes to creative. You know, we pay people to do what we need them to do, which is kind of like the Vince approach, really. And he's not saying that. He's saying, okay, let's sit down, let's work together. And that's obviously going to benefit their relationship. And yeah, it just shows like the creative process and just how different it is now under Triple H compared to Vince. Fade said, Jey Uso is ready to become World Heavyweight Champion Sunday. Pray it's here. So that coming from Jey Uso. So Jey Uso is getting dialed in. And then this is the last thing in the WWE folder. So little bit of an update from Kairi. So Kairi said 3 months ago, I tore a ligament in my thumb and I couldn't even open a bottle cap. Now I've fully regained my grip strength and I'm even stronger than before. I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart to Dr. Hirsch, who performed my surgery. He was such a kind and wonderful doctor. I wish I had a photo with him to remember that moment. So I believe there she is with the surgery being done. There she is now starting to kind of do pull-ups and work out. And yeah, she tore a ligament in her thumb. So it seems like that's kind of what she's been going through. I don't think I knew actually why she was out or what she had done. So an interesting update there from Kairi Sane. Okay, so we did that. We do have Fun Phone Case, right? This is not a folder that I'm looking to bring back, but the numbers involved in this picture are truly staggering, right? They really are staggering. So we do have Fun Phone Case folder. It is back one time only for WrestleMania 41, and we'll get to it after Fun. Okay, I don't think there's loads in here. Steve Ozer, who works for Mattel, just saying, look, if you're going to swing by at WWE World, we have got new figures to show you. You can meet the team, get a picture, stand in the life-size Ultimate Edition box, and get a free poster as well. I am so excited to see what Mattel have got that they've been working on. I really love the WWE Superstars line that's like a Walmart exclusive. Those are the figures that they're fun. They've got cloth goods. They're in that kind of old style packaging, like it's a retro sort of feel. Tends to focus more on legends rather than current stars. Like there hasn't been a Roman in that line. They did do a Bray though. And recently they did a Cody. But it's mostly like Hogan, Nash, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Kane. It's those kind of people, right? And I love that line, but we need to see some new ones that are coming in, and we should get that hopefully here. But of course, they're going to show us new elites, new Ultimate Editions. So really got my eyes peeled for, I don't know if it'll be Thursday or Friday, but we should get some really interesting new reveals. So, yeah, there you go. If you go in, you can meet the team, get a poster, and they're great as well. I mean, I've only ever met Bill McIntyre, but he is such a lovely guy. And honestly, if you get to go to WWE World, definitely speak to them because they are just lovely, lovely people. And they'll give you all the time in the world. He really is a great guy. I'd imagine the same is true of the rest. Wrestling Misfit said, I could see this happening on Raw. R-Truth saying, hey, you look awfully familiar. Grande Americano saying, I am not Chad Gable. And R-Truth said, I know it's you in there, John Cena. Bum, bum, bum. People have really enjoyed this. I've been tagged in this for the past few days. And honestly, it's hard this week to kind of include lots of things because this week in particular, we do not need too much of that kind of non-WrestleMania stuff because it's just there's so much news. There's so much going on. We are really dialed in to WrestleMania. Normally I get tagged in like old adverts or, clips from the past or whatever it might be, facts about the past. And as we said, we really don't need that this week because it's WrestleMania week and there's going to be plenty for us to get our teeth into. So this is the kind of thing that hasn't been making it, but I got tagged in it another 10 times or so today. So I was like, I need to put it in. So, Wrestling Misfit, shout out to you. Henry, shout out to you. This is the clip of what we just read about how Triple H and CM Punk overcame an issue recently. Wrestle Night, Drew McIntyre saying everyone's a gangster until a real gangster walks in the room. And there he's tagged in Damian Priest with his wide eyes after getting smashed by Drew McIntyre. So... that is pretty good. And look at this. Jim Taylor said, here's some new Wyatt's merch. Just a completely empty box because we have not seen them at all. I mean, it's one of those where I understand people might be like, that's not funny, man. That's not funny. But it's like, come on. Come on. We know that Bo's had a little injury. We know that he's back from that. I'm confident we'll see them soon. So I think it's all right to see the humor in this. So I'm optimistic that they'll either be at WrestleMania or we see them just after WrestleMania. Casey Catanzaro, also known as Katana Chance, said, thank you for the love and support. I appreciate each and every one of you. So you know how we just looked at Shayna and Zoey being a bit upset? Same was true, wasn't it, yesterday for Caden and Katana? Caden actually retweeting lots of tweets that were like, you guys deserve better. And now here's Katana saying thank you for all the love and support. So it seems like these women in the women's tag division are probably feeling frustration maybe a bit more than in other places, or at least they're expressing it more than in other places. Right, Rhea Ripley said Judgment Day died the moment that she and Damian were betrayed. So to the Toronto Sun, she says they died. They're not Judgment Day anymore. And I absolutely have no idea what the hell they're doing. So there we go. Rhea Ripley just commenting on her old group, the Judgment Day. Johnny, shout out to you. Look at this. Here he is, the true leader of the WWE Universe. Not green shirt guy. Trinidad flag guy. And that's when he met Roman. And do you remember he actually got it properly signed by Roman? And we were like, wow, the way that he's sort of doing that, is he going to get that tattooed? So he's got it on his the top of his arm there. And that's exactly what he's gone and done. He's gone and got it tattooed. So Trinidad flag guy actually getting Roman's autograph, his signature, tattooed onto his body. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. But he has always shown support to the tribal chief. You always see him in OTC shirts and stuff like that as he's holding up his Trinidad flag. So, yeah, there we go. Amazing. And TSOLT24, shout out to you. Tag me in this. I'm not going to play it because it's pretty straightforward. What if Drew is the third person? What if Drew helps The Rock. And I think it really could go that way. I think that that could be a swerve. It could be that actually Cody has thought about The Rock. So Cody probably feels I can get past John on my own. This version of John, at this point in his career, I know I'm good enough to beat him. But hopefully Cody has got a plan in place for The Rock getting involved. But what if he does? What if it's Stone Cold? But has he got a plan in place for a third person? Obviously, we know about the hand gesture thing. Some people thinking there's going to be another person joining this group. Could it be Drew McIntyre? And, could it be that those seeds were planted when Drew and Rock were being really friendly backstage at that Raw on Netflix premiere? We also spoke yesterday about the idea that it could be Jey Uso that could really, blow everyone's mind by turning heel and joining up with The Rock. What we said about that is if Jey wins the title and Cena wins the title, all of a sudden The Rock has got both world champions in his group. So I like the Jey shout. I like the Drew shout. I think that's massive for Drew. I also think that it might not be anyone and that the third member thing might not even be a thing. So, don't know. It's really hard to kind of pin that down. There's just not enough to really have any confidence in where that's going, But I thought that was good. So TSOLT24. Shout out to you, buds. Check out their TikTok because you will obviously be able to watch that video, and I'm sure they've got other theory videos as well. Talking to the community, Praying User Sports, getting a like from Casey Catanzaro, Katana Chance, very good. And Walter J said this was immense fun. So this is that whole turn yourself into a figure thing. So here's the image that Walter submitted, and check that out. That is the figure that was created. It's really good, isn't it? That's really good. That's really good. I know that Miss Clown was making some fantastic ones as well that I saw of the community. But yeah, it's really good how you can take an image like that and just feed it in, put a few prompts, and AI will spit something like this out for you. So very good, very good. Right, let's go over to Fun Phone Case, shall we? Because I think we're pretty much done then. This is the image, and to be honest with you, I think it's not difficult to really see why. Over 2 million views. This image dropped on Sunday. 2.3 million views, nearly 100,000 likes, 14,000 bookmarks. This has been bookmarked 14,000 times. And it's obviously Rhea Ripley, and it's so easy to see why. I mean, that is a fantastic phone case. It really is. I think it's an astronaut looking very stoic. Just sort of standing, kind of looking out. It's hard to see because she has made a little bit of a rookie error, and she's actually put her fingers all over the back of the case. So it does make it really, really difficult to actually see the image. I think I would have liked her to have been a lot closer. I don't really need any of this stuff. I just need this. I just need that bit. If it was maybe a bit bigger. So that we could really see the image. But I think what's amazing is that is enough for people to go, yeah, I'm bookmarking this and I'm sharing it and I'm showing my friends. 2.3 million views. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So impressed that, and I do feel like this community has played a big part in this as well. I do think that our love for phone cases has really boosted these numbers. So, I don't know. I take that as a dub for our community. So it was hard to leave out as a result. I did get tagged in it quite a bit. Obviously, a lot of excitement around phone cases. I left it out because earlier today, the numbers just weren't really coming through. But I mean, as the day has gone by, look at that. How do you ignore that? You can't. You can't. And I wouldn't want to. I don't think that would be fair to you guys. So there we go. That is, y'all are disgusting, says Kenny, for your thoughts. Which I don't know what that means, to be honest. Maybe not a fan of this kind of case. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's for him to answer. But there we go. That's Image doing the rounds. So let's say thanks. Let's get out of here. I'm going to rest my voice. I will be back later for Monday Night Raw. So Babs the Barbarian, Huddle Talk, Corbin, Thomas Scott, Raymond, Casper, Claire Webb, Bradley, Aaron, Tubby Pancake, Wild Child Billy, shout out to you, buds, Robin, CM Chunk, Raymond, Wrestle Knights, Wrestling's biggest fan, Dark Phoenix Tees, Jang Tae Sang, Daboomer65, and Aaron again. Thank you, my friends. Really appreciate the support. I was really pleased we were able to get an unseen done on Sunday. Yes. I was really pleased we was able to get one in because I was a bit pushed for time, but we managed to get one out. And obviously, I'm really pleased we've been able to get this done as well. So thank you for the continued support. WrestleMania week is here. And, well, there's certainly going to be a lot of content on the channel as we continue heading towards this weekend and beyond. So thank you. Bye for now.